NEOM, the ambitious megacity project backed by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has garnered international attention as a bold vision for the kingdom's future. Promising to revolutionize urban living with cutting-edge technology, sustainable design, and economic diversification, NEOM has been hailed as a symbol of Saudi Arabia's aspirations for modernization and development. However, beneath the surface of grand ambitions lies a web of challenges and uncertainties that raise concerns about the viability and potential consequences of the project. As NEOM marches forward with its ambitious plans, it faces a myriad of obstacles that could potentially derail its success, and in turn, have far-reaching implications for Saudi Arabia's economy, society, and global reputation. In this video, we delve into the reasons why NEOM could prove to be a disaster for Saudi Arabia. Economic risks. A house of cards built on shifting sands? NEOM's audacious vision comes with a hefty price tag. Constructing and maintaining a futuristic city in the heart of the desert is an enormous undertaking, requiring astronomical figures that could potentially cripple Saudi Arabia's finances. Estimates suggest the initial cost could reach $1.5 trillion, a staggering sum that would strain even the kingdom's vast oil wealth. This dependence on oil revenue presents a significant vulnerability. The global energy landscape is rapidly shifting, with a growing focus on renewable energy sources. If the price of oil continues its downward trend, it could severely impact Saudi Arabia's ability to fund NEOM. Additionally, the kingdom's cash reserves have already shrunk considerably, dropping from a high of $744 billion in 2014 to $444 billion by 2024. Furthermore, NEOM's success hinges on attracting significant foreign direct investment, FDI. The Saudi government initially projected securing $100 billion in FDI by 2030. However, these projections seem overly optimistic. In 2023, they only managed to attract $11.9 billion, far short of their target. This lack of international investor confidence raises serious concerns about NEOM's long-term viability. Even if NEOM is constructed, the risk of stranded assets looms large. The project's success relies heavily on attracting millions of residents and businesses to a brand new city in a remote location. There's a chance that NEOM fails to live up to its promise, becoming a ghost metropolis with empty skyscrapers and deserted streets. This would leave Saudi Arabia saddled with a massive, unusable infrastructure and billions of dollars in sunk costs. Perhaps the most concerning economic risk lies in the potential neglect of existing Saudi Arabian cities and infrastructure. Focusing resources and manpower on NEOM could come at the expense of developing existing urban centers and improving essential services throughout the kingdom. For instance, if resources are diverted from upgrading public transportation networks or healthcare facilities in established cities to fund NEOM's high-speed rail, it could widen the gap between the haves and have-nots within Saudi Arabia. In a nation striving for economic diversification and social progress, neglecting existing infrastructure projects in favor of a futuristic city carries the risk of hindering overall development and stability. NEOM represents a gamble for Saudi Arabia. The potential rewards of a thriving megacity are undeniable. The massive financial burden, dependence on volatile oil revenues, uncertain foreign investment, and potential for stranded assets paint a concerning picture. Additionally, prioritizing NEOM over existing infrastructure projects could exacerbate regional inequality and hinder overall development. If Saudi Arabia is to navigate the economic risks associated with NEOM, careful planning, diversification of funding sources, and a balanced approach to infrastructure development are crucial. Environmental risks of NEOM. The shimmering mirage of NEOM, a futuristic megacity envisioned in the heart of Saudi Arabia's harsh desert, promises a utopia of innovation and sustainability. However, beneath the sleek renderings and ambitious pronouncements lie significant environmental risks that threaten to turn this dream city into an ecological nightmare. Constructing a massive urban sprawl in a fragile desert ecosystem raises a multitude of concerns about water usage, energy consumption, waste management, and ultimately, the project's overall sustainability. One of the most pressing environmental concerns surrounding NEOM is its insatiable thirst for water. Energy consumption in NEOM is another cause for alarm. While the project emphasizes renewable sources like solar and wind power, the sheer scale of the city necessitates a significant and constant energy supply. The initial construction phase alone will require a substantial energy footprint. Even with a focus on renewables, additional energy demands may lead to reliance on fossil fuels, negating the purported environmental benefits of the green initiatives. Waste management in such a concentrated urban environment also poses a significant challenge. NEOM is expected to generate a tremendous amount of solid waste, construction debris, daily refuse, and electronic waste. The desert ecosystem lacks the natural capacity to break down such waste efficiently, raising concerns about potential contamination of soil and water resources. Developing and operating an efficient waste management system capable of handling this volume in such a harsh environment will be a costly and complex undertaking. The effectiveness of NEOM's green initiatives, particularly its focus on green hydrogen production, is also debatable. While hydrogen is a promising alternative fuel, its production can be energy intensive, especially when utilizing electrolysis. The true environmental benefit hinges on the source of the electricity powering the process. If NEOM relies on fossil fuels for its energy needs, the production of green hydrogen loses its environmental advantage. Beyond immediate concerns, NEOM's location in a hot and arid region makes it particularly vulnerable to the ever-worsening effects of climate change. Rising sea levels pose a significant threat to coastal infrastructure, potentially inundating vital installations and displacing residents. Extreme weather events such as sandstorms and heat waves could become more frequent and intense. Building a city in such a vulnerable location appears increasingly short-sighted in the face of a rapidly changing climate. Social risks, a looming shadow over NEOM's glittering future. NEOM, the ambitious megacity project envisioned by Saudi Arabia, promises a futuristic utopia. However, beneath the gleaming facade simmer social risks that threaten to destabilize the entire endeavor. This section delves into three critical social concerns: displacement of local communities, exploitation of migrant workers, and potential social segregation, highlighting the potential for a social disaster amidst NEOM's grand vision. NEOM's sprawling footprint casts a long shadow over the existing communities inhabiting the designated area. Indigenous tribes, with their deep-rooted connection to the land, face the brunt of this encroachment. The construction of NEOM could lead to the forced displacement of these communities, disrupting their ancestral way of life and severing their cultural ties to the land. The specter of inadequate compensation looms large. Historical evidence suggests that past development projects in Saudi Arabia have resulted in unfair compensation for displaced communities. NEOM raises similar concerns, especially considering the ambitious nature of the project and the potential pressure to complete it swiftly. Without fair compensation and culturally sensitive resettlement plans, NEOM risks dispossession and creating a resentful population on its doorstep. NEOM's colossal scale necessitates a massive workforce. This likely translates to a heavy reliance on migrant workers, particularly during the construction phase. However, this dependence opens the door to potential labor exploitation. The vastness of the NEOM project and its remote location could further exacerbate these issues, creating a situation ripe for exploitation. To mitigate these risks, robust labor protections are crucial. Saudi Arabia needs to establish strong regulations and enforce them effectively to ensure fair treatment of migrant workers. Additionally, international scrutiny and independent monitoring mechanisms are vital to ensure NEOM doesn't become synonymous. By addressing these concerns proactively, Saudi Arabia can potentially chart a course towards a more sustainable and inclusive future for NEOM, the truly innovative city that fosters a sense of belonging and shared prosperity for all. Only time will tell which path NEOM takes.